right.
Hey. Welcome back to the Political Commonsense Podcast, where we break down the real impact of American politics on Black people, white people, men, women, and everyone in between. I'm your host and moderator, Leroy Glover, joined by my two longtime childhood friends featured as hosts, Edward Blacknick and Kerry Langenback. This is the show where we strip away the spin and get down to common sense. We're inviting you, our audience, to join the conversation, whether through live chat or call-in. We want your perspective on the issues that matter to you. Tonight, we're diving into a major topic, the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, created by former President Trump through executive order on his first day back in office. With Elon Musk at the helm, the goal is to cut government waste and slash federal regulations. Sounds like something everyone should support, right? But the big question is, why is there pushback? What are the concerns about Trump's DOGE initiative? Are we really at a place in our current state of humanity where eliminating waste and fraud is controversial or frowned upon? Should we all be against taxpayer dollars being wasted? And let's get real. Why is Elon Musk suddenly the bad guy for leading an effort to make government more? Yeah, when he was loved, just to make government more efficiency. All right, so Ed, Kerry, let's break this down. What are the roadblocks the Republicans might face when trying to implement Trump's plan for America?
Well, right now, what they're facing is a lot of judges, corrupt judges, are trying to block them from doing, their agenda. That's one. And it's a tough one, but they have to get the Supreme Court involved because these federal judges, these district judges have no right to stop the President of the United States, who was voted in here by close to 80 million people. So that's one. Right. And they don't like Elon Musk because he's doing the right thing. And like you said, who wouldn't want to find out where your tax money goes? And why wouldn't you want to cut spending so that we can help each other here in this country?
But, we used, first of all, okay, so I'm going to say something first, and then I'm going to say the second thing I say might end this podcast really early, but just listen. So first, there's no such thing as government waste. Let's start there. It's a misuse. That's what it is. Let's call it that. It's not waste. It's misuse. So that's a little different than what, and misuse, like you would say, well, somebody getting a Social Security check at age 164, that's no joke, dude. They just took 3.2 million people off the Social Security list who are over the age of 116. That's the truth. Check it out. You can check the facts. But you might say that's waste. That's misuse because that money should still be there, and it is. It is there. They're using the wrong term. They're saying that he's getting rid of the fraud, when they should be saying he's reallocating the cash. So he's moving the cash from one place to another. And they can't visually see this. Okay. They're like little kids who get their allowance lowered. and they can't understand. What they don't understand is that their parents is taking that other part and putting it in the bank. Right. So when they turn 21, they'll have $1 million. Right. But right now they need that 50 cents. You know what I'm saying?
Gracious.
So that's kind of like where that's going. As far as the Elon, and so I don't really call it waste because, first off, tax money is meant to be used in order for the betterment of our lives. That's just the way it is.
Right.
So I don't really call it waste because the money is there. It's just being misused. Right. And that's what they're doing. They're just stopping the misuse of it. Okay. They're not like, if you want to say getting rid of the waste, I wouldn't call that waste. I call Department of Education a waste. Okay?
Definitely.
And the reason I call it that is because it came in, I forget what year it was. I think Carter brought it in, right?
Carter, right? Carter administration.
It was Carter. Again, I don't study for this. I just answer your questions. So Carter. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, okay, anyway. You're great.
So Carter brought it in. Okay. So prior to that, there was no Department of Education. Understand that. Let's start with that. And we were doing just fine. In fact, we were doing better than fine. We were thriving educationally speaking. Okay. That came in, and what it did was it gave a lot of protections to a lot of teachers, a lot of administration. It created jobs. Let's put it that way. It created a need for an administration, for a union, for this, for that.
Okay.
And at the same token, when I don't care who you are, okay? Well, no, I shouldn't say that. I'll say out of 10 people, okay, 8 people will, if you give them a way to make their life easier, they're going to take it. Those other 2 people are going to just do the right job. Understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I understand.
So you got people who do the right thing,
right?
And under any and all circumstances,
right?
So that's those other 2 people, all right? But those other 8, when you give, it's like we were talking about tenure. It's the same thing. Right. When you tell somebody you can't be fired, you cannot expect the best job from them.
Yeah,
you can't because they're not worried about it.
Yeah,
the only way, right? Do you think that let's take computer chips? Do you think computer chips were made because these people knew they could keep their jobs? No, the computer chips were made because they had a memory box that was too big. Do you remember when the memory was actually like a whole fucking building? Like the memory for a computer was the whole building, the mainframe
all that stuff
was the size of a whole building. That same thing you can hold on your fingernail.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing.
You know what I'm saying? We didn't get there because these people knew they had a job. Mm-hmm. We got there because they knew they could lose their job if they didn't get better.
Right, and that's
okay.
I like
job performance.
Like
so
there you go.
Right. So you can't, by making somebody's job easier, don't ever think they won't take it. They'll take everything that you give them.
Understood.
And don't get me wrong.
Right.
I think everything should be done on an individual basis. And I'll give you a great example of what I'm talking about. So I'm talking about, like, let's say you're married and your wife has a baby. Now, right now, everybody's allowed to take like 6 months off or some shit, some stupid shit like that. Okay.
6 months to a year.
Now, something like that. What they should do is every situation should be differently assessed. And what I mean by that is, say one person has a wife who is bedridden after having birth.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he gets to stay home for the 6 months. Okay. He gets to stay home. Let's say another one, the wife's been in yoga right up to the day of delivery. She's out and she's walking around. Well, give him every other week off.
Yeah, something like that.
For
right.
4 months.
Yeah.
Did you follow what I'm saying?
Right.
Every situation has a different feel to it.
Right.
In some situations, you got to go, and you may have to go a year where you give this guy, a year of having 2 weeks off every month.
That's fine.
But it's better than blanketly saying take 6 months off.
Right.
Because you'll get somebody, like some guy who and they wouldn't even be together. He wouldn't even be living in the same apartment.
How about that?
Like
Huh? Good scenario.
She'll have a baby, and he'll take 6 months off, and he'll get 6 months off free.
How about that?
He's on a basketball court.
Yeah.
Right. That's why these things shouldn't apply on a blanket situation.
Understood. Okay, so let's move on to the next question.
Wait. Now, this is the one that might end the podcast now.
Okay, go ahead.
So you asked, how did he become such a pariah?
Right.
Such a bad guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if this ends the podcast, I'm sorry, but so let me ask you a question, Leroy. Okay. Why did they tell us to buy electric cars?
Because it's supposed to save the planet, right? With the global energy.
Save the planet, right? To save the planet, right. Because what? Wait, why? Because what did the regular gas cars do?
Oh, they missed it.
That was hurting.
They were emitting. Yeah, they were emitting the
carbon dioxide.
Carbon dioxide, right?
Carbon, right? Okay.
Right. He fixed that problem, I'm assuming, right?
Wait.
Yeah.
What do plants eat and then give us oxygen?
Oh,
carbon.
Carbon dioxide.
Do you ever notice when you ride down the highway, all of the fucking brush, the shrubbery and all that is overgrown?
Yeah.
It's healthier than anything you've ever seen anywhere else. The reason is there's cars on the highway feeding him carbon, and they're giving us air off of it.
Right.
Now wait. So now these people who told us you got to buy an electric car to stop producing this smoke that's coming from cars, right? These same people are now burning plastic and putting poisons in the air, okay, from an electric car that you're not supposed to have. And you know those 2 astronauts that are twins, Scott? I forget their name. They're twins. One's a congressman and one's just like an astronaut still. The one that's the astronaut, it's the congressman. The congressman. Wait, let me see. Where was I going with? Oh, turned around and bought a Chevy. You know what he said? He goes, I won't drive a Tesla anymore. I'll drive a dependable Chevy, a dependable American-made Chevy.
Yeah. Mark Kelly.
This is 108, right? Mark Kelly, exactly. This is a 180-degree turn from where he was 2 years ago when he bought the Tesla. They bought the Tesla. I'm saving the environment. I'm doing this. Now, these people are putting forever chemicals into the air, and they're okay with that. But they weren't okay with carbon that trees could convert to oxygen.
Understood.
Yeah.
Understood.
Makes sense, right?
So what? So let me ask you this now. Now, my question to you, Lee, do you really think they hate him? They don't hate him. They don't hate him. They don't know what they hate. They just
They don't know.
They don't hate him.
They want power.
They really don't.
They just want power.
Their problem is their babies having tantrums. That's what they're confused little babies who have tantrums.
We'll talk about that.
Okay, and that's what they're doing. And they're being told by their party to do this, and they're blanketly listening. The best news I heard today, not to go off subject for a minute, but the best news I heard today is Elon Musk is going to be suing Jamal Bowman.
Ooh.
Jamal Bowman, he used to live in this building. I don't know if you remember that, Lee. He used to live in my building.
Oh, wow.
Jamal.
Oh, okay.
That was him. That's him.
Wow.
The one that lived here, Jamal Bowman.
Right.
With the bald head.
Yeah.
He used to live here.
That's him.
Biggest asshole you've ever met in your life. Okay, biggest racist, biggest con kid, just a horrible person. Best news I got all day was that he's being sued by
all right, okay.
Okay, so you can go on now. Anyway.
Okay, all right, okay. All right, no, that's fine.
Very good. Because he's the one that pulled the alarm, right? And
exactly. They censored him.
Okay, all right. So here's the next question. What are the Democrats concerned when it comes to Trump's DOE implementation?
the Democrats' concern is they're afraid he's going to find out all the corruption, all the embezzlement, everything. Because I mean, I got a list right here of what these people made off the Ukraine, off of Ukraine.
Wow.
And it's been proven now that some of the money is missing.
I almost knocked my mic over. Yeah, absolutely. It's crazy.
And it's right, and it's proven. I got a list right here.
Kerry, how long ago did I tell you about that?
And here's just one. I'll give you one name.
Okay.
Nancy Pelosi made $86 million, supposedly, allegedly.
Yep. I'd made $100 million or something like that.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay,
it's crazy, right?
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
That's why the Democrats are running scared, because they got a lot of things to hide.
Okay, so it's all that's going to be exposed.
Hold on now. Let me ask you guys a question, okay? Here's a question for you, okay? Do you notice that it's not the old... No, it's okay. Go ahead, finish it.
No, I was going to say, even with the Hamas and Israel thing, too, watch.
There's been, ever since 4 years ago, there's kickbacks from all of this war chest that's going on.
There you go, kickbacks, that's it.
Let me ask you guys a question, okay? Do you not notice that it's not the older Democrats like Pelosi, Schumer, and all of them that are complaining about Doge? Do you not notice that it's the younger ones like AOC, Elon Homar, Presley? Yeah. Do you know why? Now, so what Kerry said about them finding out, they don't want them to find out things, that applies to the Pelosi insider trading, to Schumer, kickbacks, to Schiff, kickbacks. Right. So that they care about that. But the younger crowd has more to lose. This is what you don't understand. Because what they have to lose is their future money. Now, I said something in the last, I have to correct myself, by the way. I said in the last podcast we did that AOC was in Congress or whatever for 4 years, and she was making $175,000 and she's worth $20 million. I got to correct myself. Okay. So first off, she's in for 6 years. Okay. So 6 years. Kerry, get your calculator.
I'll get the calculator. Calculator moment.
Okay. So here's where we're at. You ready, Kerry? You ready?
Okay.
So you ready?
Okay. There you go.
She's been in for 6 years. Okay. She's made $174,000. I was off by $1,000.
Okay, so she made
$174,000 times 6 years.
Okay.
Right. And her net worth is $29 million, not 20.
Oh, it's not 20.
Not 20.
So
that's 6 years. 6 years, $29 million.
So she's making less, but
she was making $104,000. She was making like 104,000.
Okay, so that's what they're concerned. They don't want that
Right.
information to be exposed on. Oh,
that's why it's so important to them, because they're.
How about the ones in Chicago?
Yeah. Oh, Henyard or whatever her name is. What about her?
Yeah.
Tiffany Henyard.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Right.
oh. Now it makes sense. Now I'm starting to see the onion being peeled.
The young ones are worried about future profits. The old ones are worried that the past profits will be found. So they got to figure out a way to stop this guy.
So if that corruption is exposed, that means a lot of individuals that are been elected are going to be pretty much held accountable.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why they've got to stop it. That's why they're so desperate.
That's right. Oh, even Maxine Waters. Look, she freaked out.
Oh, forget it. Yeah. She's actually, something's going on with her where they're looking into something of hers. I forget what it is now. I'm sorry. I can't remember it. But there's something going on legally with her. And then, I mean, even not for nothing, but you've got AOC with I forget if he's the campaign director or if he's something with it. He was an illegal alien. They just sent him back. He just got deported.
Whoa! So
and she's had him for like 6. Yeah. She's been employing him, and she knew it.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, but guys, let's go on.
Okay. Let's go on. All right. So next question. Let's touch on why do you think eliminating the government waste has been such a controversial topic? Should someone be against waste and fraud? But I think you just covered that.
Yeah, I'd say we just hit that. I'd go on to the next.
Okay, all right.
I'm dying to get to that list, man.
Okay. So let's go to some critics.
I got the list right here, bro.
There you go. So some critics argue that Doge gives too much power to a private individual like Elon Musk. Do you think this is a legitimate concern, or is it just political posturing?
Okay, so the finish of that also, you have to say, you left out a word, unelected.
Oh.
Okay, you left out that it's unelected because that's what they actually say. It's giving too much power to a person who was not elected by the people.
Okay.
That's what they say about it, okay?
Right.
I'm going to throw one name out, okay? You had a little mousy asshole looking guy named Fauci turn around and tell you weren't allowed outside your house.
Oh.
Nobody elected him. Okay.
Touché.
You had FBI directors. They make it sound, you know what it is? When it's something they don't like, it never happened before. Nobody's ever done that. Oh my God, it's insane.
Right.
But yet everybody's done it. Let me tell you something, Lee. Doge was started with Obama. They just couldn't implement it. That's what it was.
Right.
Obama's the one who came up with, that's the truth. Check it out if you think I'm kidding. Obama came up with the idea of the Department of Governmental. What is it? What's the step? I can't remember it now.
The department.
It escaped. Access or whatever. Government access, whatever it is. But Obama was the first one to come up with that.
Yeah, the Department of Government Efficiency.
Obama was the first one to come up with this.
How about that?
And they just could. And then every president after tried to implement it and couldn't get it right.
Wow.
But then you got this guy. He like people don't realize that the best is when I hear him called stupid. I mean, that's incredible that you're going to call a man who just brought 2 people back from space.
Oh, yeah.
And landed. Literally, he said the capsule will land at 11:57. Fucking 11:57 on the nose, that capsule touched the ground. So how you can say this guy's an idiot, I don't understand. And on top of that, these are supposed to be woke people, and he's got Asperger's syndrome. And they're giving him a hassle. But you're not allowed to say the word retard. I mean, I don't understand. It's absurd. It's only what applies to them.
And by the way, we all should clap that he got the astronauts back.
Oh, my God.
Thank you.
Oh, thank God, man. Did you see the shape of them? Biden left them. And then afterwards, Elon did an interview, and he said that he offered to Biden. He said, listen, I'll go up and get them and bring them back. And Biden wouldn't let him do it because he was too tied to Trump. So he made these people stay up there so he could possibly get reelected.
So, just want to let you know who the better person is. You had a president who said, leave them up there. Now you had a president who had someone, go get them
back down.
Think about it, people. Think about it. Americans.
Yeah.
And then here's the best part, real quick, about that. Mark Kelly, the other dumbass, he goes,
Yeah, and he's an astronaut.
Biden didn't leave him up there. We had a cap. They could have came down anytime they wanted to.
They decided to stay up there for fucking 9 months. Yeah, that was their fucking shit. They went up there for 8 days, and they decided, you know what? Listen, the sun is so nice up here, and I'm just gonna stay, and maybe I'll go to the beach on the moon. You know what I mean? Maybe, maybe you should kiss my Uranus. Maybe you do that rather than leave me up there, man.
What a stupid statement to make. That's a stupid statement to make.
Okay, and the stupidest part is this: he's an astronaut. He's a fucking astronaut.
Okay.
And he was. I mean, how democratic do you have to be mentally in order to turn around and say an astronaut should be left up there? Do you know what, dude? And not for nothing, but you want to know how stupid that is? Their bodies are so fucked up from anti-gravity.
Mm.
Their bones are separated. They can literally fall apart just by putting weight on them at this point.
Yeah.
Their muscles are atrophy because they have no gravities and they can't stand up. They can't walk. They can't breathe. But they wanted to be up there for 9 months so that they could feel this way.
Yeah.
Come on, you fucking moron.
What a dumbass, man.
Okay, all right.
The only space he should worry about is the space between his ears.
Yeah. His head is up there.
I tell you. All right, so let's move to this next question over here. If Doge proves successful, could this model be expanded to state and local government? How might that change the way government operates nationwide?
Good question.
Okay, so what I feel about that is that they're going to actually figure out a way to implement it per state. And, again, you're going to run into the problem again that you have red and blue states. And the blue states are going to cover up and the red states are going to go straight, But what they really should do is they should make it like an IRS for the states. So in other words, the same way we have an IRS as people, the state should have an IRS and should have to turn in a tax statement.
Sure. You have a budget.
And you'll find out where the inconsistencies are and then go investigate that stuff. You know what I mean? But you can't depend upon states to tell, look, they're hiding immigrants. How are you going to expect them to tell the truth about money?
Yeah. AOC tips them off.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
That.
Right, that's true.
Wow.
But they're hiding immigrants. How are you going to expect them to, especially when the immigrant don't live with them, but the money goes home with them?
Oh. Ooh.
Yep. Yeah. That's why, like you said, every American should be pissed, but they're not. They're dumbasses. Don't you have to budget your own home? Don't you budget?
Right. Wow.
You budget your bills, right?
Right. Okay.
So it's the same thing. You don't want to overspend because then one day you go to the bank and like, oh shit, I got nothing in.
Yeah. It bounced. Your check bounced.
Right?
Okay, so let's ask this question. If
Let's.
Elon Musk decided to step down or is removed from Doge leadership, who else? Who would be the strong candidate to run it? Should it be led by a private sector figure, or should it transition to a government oversight?
Well, you see now, here's okay. So now I got to say this: there is none. There's no one that could take it over. No, I'm serious. I'm not kidding. It's the same reason. Okay, so when Trump first ran, people asked me, "Why do you like him? Why do you? He's this, he's that." So I said, "He's got $8 billion. How are you going to buy him off? Off from 9? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't buy him off. It's not possible. Well, this guy's the richest man in the world, so he ain't looking for kickbacks. And here's the problem: anybody you put in there that's not the richest man in the world is going to take kickbacks. It's our nature to be greedy, and you can take the most altruistic individual, and you can put them in there, and they could have the best of intentions, but after a while, listen, I'll even tell you this, and this is a Democrat I want to talk about, Bob Menendez. This guy, I'm sure, when he went into politics, he went in there with these altruistic ideas of changing shit,
right?
And all of a sudden, somebody said, "Hey, Bob, here's a Cuban cigar." You know what I mean? And so he started smoking a Cuban cigar. And he goes, "Oh, that wasn't too bad." They said, "Hey, Bob, how'd you like to go to Korea? How'd you like to go to Cuba and smoke the cigar?" Okay, maybe I'll go to Cuba. And so, "Hey, Bob, how would you like Cuba to send you a couple of bars of gold?" And that's how it starts. And once you listen, my doctor, okay, I'll give you a great example. All right. So I get hurt a lot. My doctor always wants to give me painkillers.
Right.
And I don't take painkillers. I haven't taken painkillers in 40 years. And I mean, I'm talking about not even aspirin, really.
Right.
It takes, I have to have like a splitting migraine, and then I'll take an aspirin, but it makes me, I don't want to say it on the air, but it doesn't stay inside me. Let's put it that way. It comes back up. And that's what pops my headache. No, that's what gets rid of my headache.
Right.
So I don't take any painkillers whatsoever. I was run over by a truck. I've been in motorcycle accidents. Yeah, I was run over by an 18-wheeler 5 years ago. The two rear wheels ran over my body. Never took one pill whatsoever. One. So my doctor turns around to me one day, when this was after a motorcycle accident, and he goes, "How about I give you some?" He goes, "Oh, are you in pain?" I said, "Doc, I just took a motorcycle accident at 40 miles an hour,
Right.
So he goes, "Well, I'll give you some Oxy." I said, "Doc, I don't take painkillers." "Well, how about Vicodin?" I said, "Doc, you're not getting it. I don't take painkillers." "Well, I'll give you Tylenol with codeine." I said, "You're not understanding." He goes, "I don't understand." He yells at me. He actually yelled at me. He goes, "I don't understand. If I gave you antibiotics, you'd take them." I said, "Doc, that's for an infection that I have to get rid of.
Right.
You'll want to give me something that's going to kill me, where that would heal me." I said, and let me explain something to you. And this is the point I was trying to make. I went through all of that story, but the point I was trying to make was about Bob Menendez and how it started off with a cigar.
Right. And
well,
then
painkillers is the same thing. Let's take painkillers. Once you take one, once you take one, the second one is easier, and the third one is easier, and the fourth one is easier than that. And don't ever let anyone tell you anything on the face of this earth is not addicting. Anything that makes you feel good in any way is addicting. And if you don't believe that, if you don't believe me, I'll challenge you right now to something. Every day for the next 2 weeks, have a chocolate shake at 3:00.
Oh man!
Every day, have a chocolate shake, and then in 2 weeks, don't have one.
Oh, it's going to withdraw. I'm going to withdraw.
It's going to be brutal. It's going to be brutal. You need that sugar rush.
Gotcha.
So at that point, you're addicted to the shake.
So you brought up a fantastic point. Let me see if I can illustrate what I just came up from your insight. Since Elon Musk is that rich and he can't be bought, him finding any type of corruption that's involving kickbacks or anything like that, it's pretty much simple for him, because he knows that he's not going to be a targeted individual, because he's safe, because he has the money to not be, I guess, extorted, or his life. I'm hearing that his life is being threatened, so he has the security to prevent, to be isolated from just the average individuals trying to throw something at him or anything like that. So, like you said, there is no one that is sheltered from that, from just the masses, from that capacity. I see where you're getting at, which is brilliant from Trump's standpoint, having somebody that is pretty much sheltered from the world because of his wealth and the infrastructure that he built around him to tackle something as enormous as finding corruption in the United States. That's brilliant.
See, now wait. Now, the areas where the waste is coming from. Okay, so we're going to take, like, they usually pet projects of one of the senators or one of the congressmen. So, like you might have Adam Kinzinger. He seems to like Africa and stuff like that. He likes to go hunting or whatever. So that might be, I don't know. I'm just throwing this.
Right.
So his pet project might be African wildlife, LGBT, right? I'm just throwing it out there.
Right.
Okay, so what'll happen is, let's say that gets $36 million, okay? Out of that $36 million, he'll get a kickback, okay? And, that's where his money will come from. So that's how AOC got her money, okay? From what I believe. Anyway, so where I'm going with this is, so what really worries them, it's the upper ones like Adam Kinzinger and these guys that get the lower ones into a foam, into an angry foam. And they have to do it because if Elon Musk was anybody else, literally anybody else, and he went to their offices and said, "I want to look through your books," they would pull him into an office and they would say, "Listen, you're going to look through your books. Look in this envelope first." and that envelope would have 500 grand or something like that in it. And when they see that, you have to realize that even the most honest people in the world, when you put them in that situation,
that's right,
will screw up in some instances.
Yeah.
The richest man in the world would laugh at you.
Because you don't need that shit.
The other thing is, if he ever did it, he knows he would be on camera. Cameras everywhere.
I know.
That he would be set up.
Yeah.
And the reason he would be set up so that they can control him. So on that level alone, he could never, ever do it because it would ruin him. It would ruin him. And he's not about to ruin his life over $1 million. $1 million to him, he likes fucking farts with that.
Yeah.
He's a billionaire, man.
So this is massive what's going on right here.
Sure. That's why
he's so feared. Dude, he's literally bulletproof.
Yeah, basically. So you shared, Kerry, you said you had a list. Talk to me about this list and this Pelosi with this $1 million. Do you have any more individuals that you...
Oh, sure. Definitely, man.
Let's
now, I'm not making this up because I read it so you can look it up. It's a Republican post.
I know exactly what you're going to say. I know exactly what... Absolutely right.
And, yeah, I'll give you one. They got another one here. Joe Biden, allegedly, so it's all proven, $92 million in kickbacks.
I thought it was 100. I was close. Dude, I was close. I said 100 million.
It could be just from the Ukraine deal. Then you got like Schumer, 66 million Schumer.
But nothing went wrong with Burisma. Nothing happened with Burisma, which is also Ukraine, by the way.
Right. And then you got Elizabeth Warren, made 42 million kickback. Pocahontas. You know? I mean, then you have Hakeem Jeffries, 74 million. Now this, like I said, I'm only going what, they put out there.
That's I've seen the list.
Right. Now Liz Cheney, 77 million.
Imagine that. You know where her money comes from, right? Investing in war stocks.
Oh, it makes a lot of sense now.
That's why she's always looking for a war.
Right.
Because it makes her stock go up.
Well, guys, Adam Schiff.
Pencil neck.
62 million.
Yeah.
Okay.
Making up stories pays well.
Right. Jamie Raskin, 38 million. I mean, these are the people that are getting kickbacks from this Ukraine war. That's why they kept giving Zelensky, every time he came, they give him aid.
They give him the aid, and then
they give him money, he gives back money.
And he gives,
Now, it's been proven that most of the money is missing in Ukraine.
Yep. Half of it, at least half of it is missing.
Half of it. And
it's $300 million, $3 billion, something like that.
And there's a whistleblower. He's from Russia or Ukraine, and he just said that some of the money is missing.
That'll all come out.
That's why they don't like Doge.
Now I understand. Now it makes okay. Let's if you had to take a guess, guys, what political group would a person follow that are burning Teslas, harassing Tesla employees, damaging the regular citizens' Tesla vehicle? If you had to take a guess, is it a Republican that's doing that, or is it a Democrat?
No.
You know what? Check it out.
Republicans didn't do it. No, wait. You can just hold that thought. But remember what you're going to say. You know what you're going to say. If you remember, Republicans didn't do it when they were trying to force them down our throats. Right. And that's the time to destroy something. When someone's telling you you've got to buy it, you destroy it rather than buy it. So if you're going that at least there's a reason to do it. There's no reason to do this. This has nothing to do with cars. Go ahead, Kerry. I'm sorry.
No. I was just going to say the group is called Mentally Insane.
Okay, right. So it's mentally insane. So it could be Republican or Democrat that is actually targeting Tesla.
The cars haven't. You have to, Leroy.
We all know it's the Democrat Party that's doing this.
I'll tell you something. Wait, this lady. There's a lady who she's got 2 kids, and she owns a Tesla now for like 2 years or 3 years or something like that. And when she goes up and down her street, they yell at her and they throw stuff at the car and they threaten to burn the car. And so she gets out of the car and there's a reporter, getting ready to interview her. And the reporter goes, "How does it make you feel?" She goes, "I'm a Democrat." I bought this because they asked me to buy it because it's considered the safest car on the road. Now they're telling me if I don't get rid of it, they're going to burn it on me.
Oh, whoa! Let that sink in, America. Let that sink in.
Wait. This isn't someone walking around with a MAGA hat.
Right. She said, "I'm a Democrat. What are you doing?"
She said, "I'm a Democrat. I don't understand."
Right. Now, real quick, I'm sorry. No, where you just mentioned MAGA hat, real quick. Did you see, just to show you how people are going nuts, did you see the girl on the train with the young man with the MAGA hat in New York here?
Yeah. I loved when she ran off and fell.
I fell.
Unbelievable.
It's just insane. It's just insane. You're mentally ill.
Now, here's a black and white thing that I observed the other day. I was listening to two black people do a talking, and they were to the effect, "I wish somebody would burn my Tesla." So here posed my question: Are Teslas going to be targeted in the black community, or is this just a white community? That's my question.
I tell you the truth. Okay, so white and black community. This is the one time I'll tell you where there is a difference. Okay, there is a difference. No, really. Normally, I'll tell you we're exactly the same.
Right.
But there is a difference,
Okay.
and this deals with economy. Okay.
Oh,
The black community tends to have to worry more about where their food's going to come from and where their roof is coming from.
Yeah.
So pay their bills.
So, and I'm not talking about the African Americans who are living like in the upper class neighborhoods. I'm not talking about that.
No.
I'm talking about the grassroots African American living.
Yeah.
From, I don't want to use the term ghetto because that's not right either.
No.
But just like living in a group. Let's put
right. They're working paycheck to paycheck, working paycheck to paycheck.
And they tend to have like a hard enough time thinking about food, thinking about the kids, the kids going to school, trying to get them on the right track.
That stuff.
Where the people who are doing this are more the upscale white people who have time on their hands.
Oh,
the rich pieces of shit.
Remember what I said about Wall Street? About when they said Occupy Wall Street, and I said, where were they when they got cold? Where were they when it got cold? They weren't there. It's only what's convenient. Understand that.
So you're saying what you're illustrating, which is so brilliant, it's not the average individual white person or black person that's burning Teslas and burning whatever and harassing.
I think out of all of it, to be honest with you, out of all of the ones that I've seen, there was only one person who was African American. And, he might have been biracial. He actually might have been biracial. I can't tell you that. But he was definitely African American at some point.
Okay.
But what I will tell you is this. A lot of them are trans and non-binary identifying.
That's an interesting observation.
Yeah.
It is.
That is true.
It is. But it's true, though.
Yeah, that
from
is
that
true.
angle, from what you just shared right there, it almost seems like it's almost like a retaliation from what's happening to actually, hey, we're going to target, we need a cause to, share our anger, unleash our frustration on what's going on to us as people.
See, that's not what's bothering them. The Tesla and Doge has nothing to do with what's bothering them. That's just the punishment of the day for the Republicans. The Tesla's being burned. What's really bothering them is the fact that Trump won't let trans in the military. And that's what's bothering them. That's what it really comes down to. And wait, let me finish. So instead of them sitting back and saying, why won't Trump let? Automatically, he won't let him in because he's Hitler and he's a Nazi and he's this and he's that. And the truth of the matter is, if you stop, it's like, why did the guy fire me? He's a dick. He's a bad. The fact that you took 7 days off in a row don't mean anything. You know what I mean? He's a dick, and he's this, and he's that. So if he would have let you on and let you off, he would have taken 7 more days off next time, and you would have felt the same way he was a dick. So better off you're fired now.
Right.
But what I'm saying, what instead of them thinking along the lines of why, this is where the Democrats go wrong, is they automatically go to this red-headed hot anger. And instead of doing that, you need to stop and say, why is this the way it is? So why won't Trump let trans in the military?
Yeah, maybe there's a reason.
Wait. If you're someone who has self-sympathy, where you feel sorry for yourself. Then you say, oh, he won't let me in because he thinks I'm weak, because he thinks I'm emotional, and that's just not true. I'm a regular person like everybody else. Well, instead of thinking along that line, think along this line. You have to be supplied hormones. Start there. You have to be supplied hormones. That's number one. So if you were in battle, we'd have to drop them. We'd have to air drop them to you by parachute to make sure you got them every month. Let's start there.
So you're not self-efficient in a sense to be in an environment like that.
You need medication. It's the same reason they won't take a guy who's on dialysis.
Right.
Because every 5 hours he's got to go and get his fucking blood.
It's not going to work. It's not going to work.
No different.
Right. It's not
no different.
Oh, see.
So, but on top of that, let's go a step further and let's analyze this now. Remember what I said? You're on hormones, right? And you're armed. What if those hormones get out of whack and make you look crazy?
Right.
So that's another issue right there, which is definitely a national security issue within itself if they're holding the nuclear codes or something like that.
You're arming somebody with what they call assault rifles. You're armed with that. There's no such thing, by the way, as an assault rifle. AR and AS do not stand for assault. Anyway, or AK rather, doesn't stand for assault. Anyway, but my point is that you're not at your peak physical condition.
Understood.
And that's what the problem is.
That makes a whole lot of sense. From that perspective, yes, I understand that.
Sure.
Okay, so you're wow.
Yeah, listen, real quick, they could snap and turn around and shoot their own person. Their own.
If your hormones are out of whack, you absolutely could. You look at like pregnant women or women who are on their menstrual cycle. When their hormones are all out of whack, they can get pretty angry. I don't mean to say it like that, but they can get pretty angry.
Women. Women. Yeah. Okay.
Keep them out of the kitchen.
But imagine so let's say your dose is, a tablet a day, and you forget your tablet, you take it again. Now you doubled your dose, man. What shape of mind could you be in?
Yeah. Okay. All right. So
good point.
So you unveiled something that's really interesting. So the ones that are burning the Tesla people property and the ones that are just targeting people that have Teslas aren't just your average Joe that's working a day job and trying to make ends meet and is trying to make sure.
Listen, there's an exception to every rule. Understand that. So you will get one or two of them that are just. And what they like about it is they feel like they're leading something. Well, no, they actually feel like they're leading. And they love the fact that these other people are following them.
Okay.
And the truth of the matter is, Kerry's actually right, that they're just following the lead. And they're just, in the movie Convoy with Chris Christopherson, I don't know if you guys remember that movie.
Yeah, I remember that movie.
But they turned around, so it's about a convoy is basically a series of trucks that follow each other. And so,
good movie.
Turn around. The newspaper the press turns around to Chris Christopherson and goes, "Well, Rubber Duck," that was his handle. He goes, "Well, Rubber Duck, why do you think all of these people are following you?" He goes, "They ain't following me. I just happen to be in front." And that's really what it is. That's really what it is. They just happen to be faster walking, those younger ones, and over the older ones that have the money. But they're being led by their nose, just like everybody else. You wouldn't be acting that way if you weren't being led by your nose.
So,
because I think we accomplished this too. Because they don't even know what they're protesting about. So
they have no idea.
So it's safe to say this summer you're going to see more protests and more this and that. I think I remember hearing somebody or reading somewhere that bricks and rocks were like deliberately placed in street corners.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Yep.
But Lee, you have to understand something, okay? You just asked the question. You said, so should we expect more protests for the summer? What you're calling a protest, they call a social gathering. So a lot of these are the younger ones that do, because the older ones don't go to the protests. The older, like upper class, don't. I mean, you get a couple of them, but for the most part, it's like, say, between 14 and 29. Year olds,
right?
Maybe a little bit older, a little bit younger, whatever. But that's the main thing because they got the insurance to be out there for that amount of time. But to them, this really means nothing. You give them one little bit of uncomfortability, and they're out of there. Okay, this is like going to the park for kids. Okay, you're going to meet your friends, you're going to talk, you're going to have fun, you're going to make out, you're going to.
Right.
That's all. It's like after school. or the gym, like
Understood.
this is their gathering. They don't give two shits about anything they say.
You know what just dawned on me? It almost seems like if a competitor of Tesla, I wouldn't be surprised would it probably just to put in their budget to have individuals to actually target Tesla vehicles.
Dude, have you seen the signs? They're all the same. They were bought from the same place. Look at this. Look at the T-shirts. They're all the same, dude.
I never observed that.
Yeah. Do you think that 400 or 500 people all went to the same place to buy a T-shirt? Those T-shirts are handed out when you get there. The signs are handed out when you get there.
What an observation. So all this is organized.
And dude, not even that. It's expensive stuff.
So this is not organic. This is not like just one person saying and another person and just a group together.
Nope.
It's like,
wait. Can you? Okay, I don't know if you can do this. What was the place that? Oh, Trump Plaza. Okay, hold on. So you guys talk for a second. Let me see if I can do this.
Okay.
Yeah, Trump Plaza. Oh yeah, the protest at Trump Plaza last week or week before that, they all had the same shirts on.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, they're being financed for this. They had signs, same shirts. Now, who does that? Really? I mean, that's like, yo, I'm not going to go to the same store as that. We're not going to, really. All of those people went to the same store. Or the same shirts online.
Wow.
No, this is being financed, bro.
Okay,
Trust
so
me.
this is a finance thing.
Sure, by the Democrats.
Wow. Okay.
Really, because if you look at that video, the Trump.
Are you talking about this, Ed? Ed, you talking about this?
What?
Look at the screen.
What?
Yeah.
Let me see. Hold on. Okay, so look at this. Look at the shirts.
All red and all say the same.
Oh.
Look at the signs. Look at the signs. They're all exactly the same.
They're organized, man.
Oh.
They went in like 3 and 4 at a time.
Yeah.
Oh.
We got crybabies, man. Because they lost their whiners. That's all.
Oh.
You got to suck it up.
Okay, so that's what's happening there. Okay.
But it's not. You have to understand. This is how Soros does it. These guys that you see in this lobby are all being paid. That's not free. They're not there for free. Yeah, they're getting paid.
So these are wow. So it's like you go online. Hey, I need a job. Hey, be a protester, paid protester, and bingo. Wow.
Do you know who Greg Gutfeld is, right? Greg Gutfeld from Fox News.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he got a call. One day he was goofing around and he was like, "We should start our own protest." I forget what it was about, but he was like, "We should start our own protest." That night he got a call from somebody who said, "I'll organize the protest for you. I'll have this many people there. This is what it'll cost you."
Huh? You're joking?
Yeah.
Just like that?
Yeah.
That
No,
simple?
Serious.
Yep.
Dead serious.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So that's where we're at right now. So basically, to answer my question, we're going to be seeing more of this summer.
Oh yeah.
Next 3 years.
Yeah. It's their version of a basketball game.
Right.
It's their version of a pickup game in basketball. Instead of them dribbling a ball, they walk around raising up and down a sign. But
Wow.
meanwhile, they're going to all get to talk, and they're going to, and then they're going to make demands, and it's going to make them feel like they're important when they're really not.
Wow.
Well, look, I got to mention one thing about the protest and how people being paid. Now, I live in Master Queen, and in my neighborhood, 2 summers ago, last summer, they had illegals. They shut down a school. They shut down a place to put the migrants in there, and all men. So we protested for a long, long time. One Saturday, they had people across the street yelling at us, to keep the illegals and we're racist and all of this. But they were being paid to show up in our neighborhood to do that. Because after that, we protested more, and now they're gone. And we didn't have any of those people back.
Wow.
But just that one, they were paid. They didn't even live. They didn't even live in the neighborhood.
So what concerns me, it almost seems like it's an industry, a protesting industry in a sense.
It is.
It is.
the only listen, and even these aren't real, but like your union protests are probably your realest ones. But even they have fillers. Even they have fillers put in. Where they pull people from, like let's say you're an iron worker or something like that. All of those people on majority of them are iron workers, but to fill in the group, the union will hire other people to go stand there and just
Don't talk. Wait a minute. When you say that, Ed, I had the image of there's a temp service. You go to a temp service and you're looking at the different menus of different jobs you go to. Like,
but you're not far off. But with the unions, it was different because, like the unions I'm talking about, were usually connected to the mob somehow. So they used like the lower part of the mob, and they would put them on, put them on the they did that a lot with with shape jobs when what they called shape jobs. Anyway, but yeah, dude, it literally is an industry within itself.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's get to that list, man. Let's do 2 or 3 off the list.
Yeah, 2 to the list, and we called it. Because we're going towards an hour at the end of the.
Once we start, we can't stop.
I know, right? Give me another one, Kerry, before we call it a day.
Another one. I got something here from the list that Eddie said. Okay. Yeah. 78,000 to Palestinian activist group, which was photographed attending an anniversary celebrating the founding of Liberation of Terrorist Group. A terrorist group.
Yeah.
That's one.
So we gave money to a group that supports terrorist groups, which means that money that we gave them is going to go to the terrorist group that they support.
That attacks us.
You can't make that shit up, man.
Paying the person that's going to beat us up.
Yeah. We give them money so they can give it to the.
Here's money. All right.
Yeah.
They should just cut out the middleman and just give it right to the terrorists. It's like.
All right, guys. It looks like that's a wrap for tonight's episode of the Political Common Sense Podcast. We covered a lot, but but
we didn't do any of the. Wait. We didn't do any of the list.
Oh, we're already going towards an hour now. You want to continue? Or...
All right, so let's pick one off the list.
Okay, pick another one off the list. Go ahead.
I got one. Another one.
No, you. No, wait. The one. Oh, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Kerry. Pick another one.
I wrote it all down last night, bro.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, give it to us. Go ahead.
Here's another one. They have 1 million going, or we have 1.something million. They send condoms to Palestine or Pakistan. Yeah.
Pakistan?
Now, these are the people. Yeah, that's it. Pakistan. $1 million in condoms.
Yeah. And then you know what? You'll hear
for sex classes.
You'll hear like the left saying that it's not true. It's not this. It doesn't make sense. Why would they do that? The reason they do it is the same reason that you're supporting the LGBTQ. They need the condoms to promote safe sex. So if you're gonna promote the lifestyle, you can't promote the lifestyle and not give them the way to produce the lifestyle. Let's put it that way.
Right.
And I mean, it's absurd to think that it I don't know. When you hear the whole list, it's insane. What's more insane is that somebody has a problem with it. All right, go ahead. You can sign us out.
Okay, yeah, let's sign us out. Yeah, because it looks like we just have so much fun. Go ahead, real quick. Go ahead.
These are the people who have sex with ghosts, and we're giving them condoms.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay, with that note, that's a wrap for tonight's episode of the Political Common Sense Podcast. We covered a lot, but the conversation doesn't stop here. It's cutting waste and fraud really a partisan issue, or is it just politics as usual? Should everyone want taxpayer dollars used efficiently? And most importantly, why is Elon Musk being targeted and painted as a villain? We want to hear from you. Drop a comment or your thoughts in the live chat. And next time, keep the discussion going on social media because we have our podcast on social media as well. Join us next Saturday as we continue to break down the biggest political stories shaping America, and then until keep us informed. And I know Ed, I know you definitely want to make a shout out as well as you, Kerry. Please, what's your shout out?
Yes, we like to shout out. Donate to St. Jude, the Shriner, whatever you can. Tunnel for Towers, Wounded Warriors, anything you can. It helps. Like my brother said, just look at these kids smile every day and what they're going through, and that's what you should do.
That's right. Ed, you got anything, brother?
Yes, just one more thing to say. Now, we're going to do a live at some point, okay? It'll probably be within the next 2 weeks. And what we'd like you guys to do is to email either Leroy or myself. And
Wizard of Oz.
hey,
The Munchkin.
we represent the Lollipop Kid, the Lollipop Kid, the Lollipop Kid. Anyway, so we would like to have you guys on the show if it's at all possible. So send us an email, or you can reach us on Facebook, and let us know if you're interested, and we'll send you an invite. Okay?
Love to hear from you.
All right, guys. See you next time. Thanks for viewing. Thank you.
Take care, folks.
Have a great day, guys. Lee, nice seeing you.
Same here.
Lee, talk to you soon, Lee.